All right, so we are going to kick off this conversation with Dylan and Brandon and talk about their real estate investing business and the success that they've had over the last couple of years, but really the last few months that we've been working together. Would love to have you guys introduce yourself real quick and let everyone know kind of what your business model is in real estate, and then we'll kind of go through some of the operational components and things in the business. But introduce yourselves. Let us know a little bit more about what your model is here in the real estate investing world.
Yeah, so I'm Dylan Trana. This is my brother Brandon. We started wholesaling back when he was 18, I was 19, back in Minnesota. We started doing deals virtually in Arizona, moved down, and now we've been in the wholesale game for 4 full years now. Last year was our first year we actually had a team. As we're continually growing it and trying to add more people to what's going on, we reached out to Cody to see if he can kind of help us make sure we're setting a solid foundation and building things the correct way. And it's been looking pretty good so far. We've had our best years every single year since we started, but now we're starting to really get to the points that we're really looking for and set clear goals, make sure the whole team's on board, and make sure everything's going smooth.
So obviously, I had mentioned real estate investing, and for those that are listening, it's like, what type is it? Wholesale, fix and flip, help everyone understand like the specific model that you guys focus on.
Yeah, so we've been wholesaling since day one. That's just what we try to focus on the most, building relationships with realtors and wholesalers, and then getting those properties under contract, assigning them to cash buyers all over Arizona. We're looking to expand into some more markets, but yeah, we've just been building a wholesale heavy operation the past couple of years.
Yeah, we're just trying to turn wholesaling into like an ATM machine that's just printing cash.
I love that. It's a great business to do that in too. So I love it. I love it. Something that you guys had shared with me, it's probably about, I don't know, a month ago, that you guys had was it last month? You guys had your biggest month ever?
Yeah, up until last month, we've only done 100,000 in a month in wholesale assignments, one time ever. And then on our second month of working with you, kind of making sure we got everything dialed in correctly, we weren't able to recreate that 100K month again until last month. So we had our second best month ever. It was only shy of just like $7,000 of our best month ever. And it was just because some deals that were supposed to close ended up moving into this month. But yeah, we were like right there, and it's looking like this year, this is going to be our new average.
New average, doing over 100K a month?
Yep.
That's super sick. That's amazing. So, okay, so I'm just curious, obviously a couple months into working together, you guys, we're action takers and we're moving things along and making things happen. But what were the biggest challenges? Like if you had to boil it down to like one or two things that you felt stuck on before we started working with you guys.
One of the biggest things is we were just not tracking everything that was kind of going on, and we didn't have a clear set of KPIs that we need to hit in order to achieve what we're looking for. So we were kind of just running around, not keeping track of everything in a nice and clear way. And we were making money, but it was just kind of, there's no process or KPI to it.
Everyone on our team was kind of wearing multiple hats, and now we kind of got roles like specific for each department of the business, and we know who's in charge of that role. So we kind of got like a better system. Instead of everyone jumping around doing everything, now people are actually on our team are more focused on what they're supposed to be doing instead of jumping around everywhere.
Yeah, so that was the thing. So like pre-working together is like, everyone was wearing literally multiple hats, like doing kind of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then just the clarity of like, what are the things that everyone should be focusing on is what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
Everyone
sense.
knows what they got to do, and not having everyone wear those multiple hats where they're taken away from what they're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. And that's one of the common things that'll happen too, right? It's like, and in like the earlier stage of business, it's like scrappy startup mode that's just so normal. It's like, there's so many things that have to be done. It's just like whoever's, ready, willing, and able to work, it's like that gets you there, right? And it's like, you guys are really going through this stage where it's like, okay, now we're professionalizing the business more, from like scrappy startup to like professionalized business that can really create scale and, create more predictability within, the revenues, the profitability. within the organization as a whole. So it's been really cool seeing that over these last couple months working with you guys. So I'm curious, if you guys had to pinpoint, like obviously those are some of the challenges before. Why did you want to work with, Scale with Pros team, myself specifically? Obviously like there's tons of other places to go to get help to, fix business problems. But what was it that made you guys want to work with, me and my team?
I've been following you for a while, and I've just seen how you and like Pace have just been scaling businesses, and now like you're like helping people scale businesses. First time I met you in person, you spoke at a mastermind that we went to like the week we moved down to Phoenix, and you just talked about how to make it a conveyor belt. And I haven't forgot about that ever since. And then when this opportunity jumped on, I was just like, this is perfect, because like we're kind of stuck and we don't know what the next steps are. But I know Cody's legit, and I know he does it, and he's got a sweet lifestyle that I'm trying to not copy, but like you're doing what I'm trying to do with my future too, for both of us. And we just see that you've already been there and done that, so you could help us get there way quicker than trying to figure it out on our own. But then also too, once we can scale our first one, now we know the next steps for our next businesses that we want to start, because I'm trying to have a portfolio of businesses just kind of like how you have, but you got to know how to do one before you start the other, getting the foundation right and just doing it right the first time, instead of having to go unlearn things that we thought we were doing and just do it right the first time. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And it takes a lot of it's like mental awareness too, where, there's a lot of business owners that they say they've been in business for like 20 years, but they've really lived the same year 20 times, where they like haven't changed anything. And it's like they wonder where, why they get stuck where they are. And it takes that awareness of like, okay, like there has to be a better way. There has to be something that we can do to, make the improvements that we're looking for. And so, obviously, you guys are action takers, and then, getting started working together, just actually taking the action on the things that we're doing and implementation. And then it's like you get to start, seeing the fruits from the labor that you're implementing. So I'm curious, because like I know we've worked on a lot of different little things, and then some other bigger things with you guys as well. I'd be curious to hear from you guys. Like, what would you say is like, whether it's like one or two things that you guys saw were like the biggest needle movers that we addressed? I know we kind of touched on it a little bit, but like if there was only like one or two things that you're like, those are the things that made the biggest difference, what would you guys say?
Clarifying the roles everyone's supposed to be doing. Because like we're hopping around, and obviously it's our business. We're trying to move everything forward,
Yeah,
but
trying to
like,
move it all. Yeah.
yeah, clarifying the roles, and then also too seeing that we got to like be able to fully trust our people that they're going to handle what tasks that they're given, and just creating that clarity for every single one, and taking things off of their plates that is not, related to their role and what they have to be doing. That's probably the biggest thing, is just creating that clarity, so then we know that each person has to be tackling these tasks, and the whole team is going to be moving forward.
And tracking like the metrics. Like we would hop on like team meetings every day, but we never went over how many calls, how many offers, how many leads. Like we never even like looked at any of that. We were all just like, hey, good morning, all right, let's grind and let's do it.
Let's get some
But now we
deals.
actually like, this is what success looks like in this role, so if you can hit this, then you're gonna win. And we weren't doing that. We were just like, all right, everyone, let's go crush it. But it's just like, what does crushing it even look like? So now that we know here's the formula that equals crushing it, we can actually go through that, because that's something that we never even did or barely even looked at.
Love that. And that's, it's like clarifying the role and getting everyone on the same page of what that means, and clarifying the goal, which goes into like what you're saying on those numbers. Like when you know what the successful outcome needs to be, you could then actually manage to it and hold, each other accountable to those numbers when you're clear on what winning looks like, what success looks like, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What's next for you guys now, outside of just obviously, the time that we've worked together? What's the goals now, going through this year? Now you guys have had the, successful over 100K month again last month. What's the goal this year?
Yeah, so I think we get Phoenix to the target that we've set is 120,000 every single month without us being involved. That's kind of the goal. Now we kind of know the metrics that it takes to get there, and which everyone within the business, what roles and tasks they got to be completing every single day to get to that point. Because we just did it the first time. Now we just got to replicate it every single month. But basically get it to the point where our Arizona wholesale operation is doing this every single month, and we're looking to go do it again probably 1 to 3 more times in different markets, maybe like Florida or something. Go build a couple teams around like the same, like once we learn how to do it the first time, just like our first deal, we're able to do things a lot faster. So building the team and then go and build teams faster than it took to get our team to this level.
Love it. Super excited for you guys, and excited to see the journey over the next couple of years and everything that you guys are doing. And at such a young age, it's really cool to see what you guys have done so far. So would love to ask, what would you say to someone that's like, they're maybe watching this and they're like, man, like I'm struggling in some of these areas, and maybe I'm just on the fence of should I work with, Cody and the Scale with Pros team to help with their business? Is it really worth the time? Is it worth the investment to get these changes in your business?
Yeah, it's kind of like, do you want to walk up the stairs or do you want to take the elevator? When the opportunity was presented, it was kind of like a no-brainer for us, because we were like, we couldn't figure out what to do next. And then you guys came along and were just like, yo, we have the steps, like we know how to do this because we've done it already. It was just like, all right, cool, I'm going to pay for speed, because if I can learn how to make 20K faster or whatever packages, if I can learn how to make 20K faster, if I spend 20K here, it's like I'm going to be able to recoup that faster and then just keep replicating that anyway.
And also one thing that we really love, and it's kind of the coaching that we're looking for, is you guys don't just like talk a bunch of theory and kind of answer questions. You just give tactical steps. Like it's not a lot of fluff. It's just like, go do this, and this week. And you can start to see the results. It's not just like a bunch of theory and we just like kind of talk about theory the whole time. It's like, no, here's the steps you got to do. Go do these things and look what happens. And then it ends up happening pretty quick.
And it's funny because that's, I would say that is the differentiator about what we do at Scale with Pros, is we're the company that, people come to for the tactical, like, hey, like we're going to help you actually just get it done, versus like talk about, big pie in the sky theory, rah excitement, and like get excited. It's just like, well, now I'm excited. Now what do I do? It's like, we want to help you know what to do next.
Yeah. And it's like every time we meet, there's new action steps. So like, hey, go do these things, and then we'll go do them and then report back the next week. And then here's a whole new list of action steps. So then we're just like adding more and just making it way more efficient. And there's always new things that we're learning and building. And I think it's awesome.
And also every time we connect every week, if we see something that might need an adaptation or just adjust it a little bit, we just like make the quick switch, go try this for like the next week while still getting those action steps done. But we love that we're just kind of like, tell us what to do, we'll go do it. And you guys are like, all right, this, and this. And then we're like, all right, sweet. And after weeks of compounding on that, it just really the results you're looking for starts happening way quicker.
And I would say too, like to your guys' credit, like the favorite types of, companies, clients that we work with are folks like you guys, because for us, it's, there's no better excitement for us of like seeing the individuals that we're getting to work with and like the results that they're able to get. And it's, you guys are action takers, for people that, like to take action, it's like rocket fuel when we get to work with companies like you guys, where it's like, hey, like we just want to know what the thing is to do and we're going to go execute. So, it's kudos to you guys on just executing and just driving things forward. So been really cool to see and excited to continue to, see you guys go to that next level, throughout this year and opening up some more markets. So as we get ready to close up here, where would you want people to go learn more about you guys? Obviously, you guys are wholesaling here in Arizona. So if you want to maybe share about how people could connect with you guys to do deals with you, or if you want to share anything about like the community that you guys are building around the real estate investing space, happy to have you share that so people can, find you guys, follow you guys, and do some deals with y'all as well.
Yeah, thank you, brother. It's best way to connect with us is just on Instagram. It's our names, Dylan Trana and Brandon Trana. We have a Skool Community as well, where what we focus on is fitness, mindset, and then also teaching our strategies in real estate. We like to really deep dive into like fitness, mindset, and faith as well, just like setting a foundation to go crush it in the financial area of life. But yeah, Instagram, just our names is the best way to connect with us, and that'll get us plugged in with everything that we have going on.
Appreciate you guys coming on, hanging out, chatting a little bit about, where you guys were, where you guys are now, and where you're going. So appreciate the time. And For everyone listening, obviously, if you're looking to scale your business, have the link in the description below. Book a call, talk with our team, see if it's a good fit. And with that being said, happy scaling, everybody. We'll see you in the next video.